What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com. Recapping the news, we have a special Saturday upload. On a side note, I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend, but I received some news and I wanted to do a follow-up on a few things. So I had to make sure to get this video out today, and by the thumbnail, you probably already know what I'm speaking of. But before I give you a quick breakdown, greatly appreciate a thumbs up, and if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting the red button below. Now, a few of the highlights. The Air Jordan 5 Oregon Ducks is releasing during fall 2020. You heard that right. Now, there's some additional details on that, which I'll speak on later in the video. We also have a few updates on the Nike Airship Air Jordan 1 High 85 pack, as well as a little bit more information on the Air Jordan 1 Chicago. Other than that, there's a few more things from Jordan Brand, some stuff from Nike, Adidas, and Reebok. And now, without wasting too much more of your time, let's jump into the news. Reebok is set to release a new Reebok Question Mid during the early part of 2020. So we do have a release date for this shoe, and this pair is nicknamed Gray Suede for obvious reasons. Now, taking a closer look, we have two shades of gray across the upper while constructed with suede, and then we have a soft pink used on the laces. On the midsole, we have cell, and then a gray rubber outsole completes the look. So for the release date, this pair is set to drop on January 3rd. One of the retailers you'll be able to purchase from is Reebok.com. Details on an upcoming Adidas Yeezy Boost 700 MNVN has arrived, and this pair is being called Phosphor. Doing a quick Google search, Phosphor is a synthetic fluorescent, which you could see is displayed on the shoe. So this is a Photoshop. We don't know if they'll actually come out like this, but it features neon yellow nylon across the upper, while reflective detailing will land on the 700 branding running across the sides. Finishing this pair off is a black midsole and rubber outsole. Currently, we don't have a set release date. However, this pair is scheduled to release sometime during spring of 2020, and the retail price will be $220. It appears that we have a first look at the Nike PG4. So I say it appears because I don't have 100% confirmation. Yes, we can see the Paul George logo, but it could be a takedown model. So I just want to say it's somewhat of a rumor right now. And at the same time, it does line up with some of the early details that leaked. So the PG4 will feature a one-piece mesh upper along with a zipper, which covers up the lacing system. Now, initially, when rumors came out about the shoe, there was some accounts that said it wouldn't feature laces, it would be a one-piece upper, but from these images, you can actually see on the medial side that it comes with laces. Also on the lateral, you can kind of see the lace poking out by the top. Either way, the laces are concealed. The model is also expected to feature a full-length zoom strobel, which was seen in the KD12. Lastly, we have a fuse overlay on the midfoot, which will help with containment. Now, we don't have a retail price, but the first Nike PG4 to pop up on release date calendars comes dressed in a black, white, and smoke gray color combination, which matches up with this pair, and will release on January 4th. Now, there's a possibility that Nike will release another colorway before that, but one thing we can count on is a full press release coming soon. During January, Nike SB is releasing what they're being called the Hack Pack, and that pack will feature two models, the Blazer Edge and Bruin Edge. Inspiration for this pack comes from hacking your shoes while utilizing different materials for a look and feel to your liking. First up is the Nike Blazer, and they somewhat have a Sakai feel to them. They feature white canvas across the upper, while gray and blue is applied to the overlays. In addition, we have a stitch swoosh, which appears to be ripped off in certain areas, and then we have red accents on the double tongues. As for the Bruin, it comes with a white canvas upper, gray suede lands on the overlays, green is accented throughout, gold lands on the branding located on the heel, and then we have padded tongues. Now, as for a release date for the two, one is not available, but they are expected to drop sometime during January. Nike SB is bringing back the Reagan dunk, but it's going to be with a twist. Now both models will feature tie-dye as a tribute to Sandy Bodecker and his tie-dye Reagan hoodie that he would wear. Like I mentioned, 2 colorways is releasing. One is known as Home, which comes in black, while the Away comes in white. The 2 feature yellow and orange detailing, just like the first release, but this time around, tie-dye lands on the panels, overlay and hinted on the heel. We also have the signature Reagan alien embroidered by the heel, tie-dye is used across the insoles, and SB branding lands on the tongue. So I've actually seen a few different release dates going around. Some were saying early 2020, some were saying December 26th. However, I'm hearing that December 27th is the date, so we'll probably know more in the next week, maybe a little over that. And now some additional details for each pair. So the white pair will release exclusively at skate shops, and then the black pair will also debut in kid sizing, and the black pair will be available on Nike sneakers. Now this early info doesn't say anything about the white pair being on Nike sneakers, so that might just be a skate shop exclusive, but you can expect additional details on the 2 to become available very soon. Sneakers and Stuff has officially unveiled their collaboration with Jordan Brand, and it's known as Past, Present, Future. Those 3 models that will be releasing includes the Air Jordan 1 Mid, the Jordan Mars 270, and the Jordan Proto Max 720. To give you a little bit of background on the pack draws inspiration from when SNS first opened on a back street of Stockholm. Each of the silhouettes pays homage to the colors of the original store interior and the classic Sneakers and Stuff logo. All 3 pairs will release through the Sneakers and Stuff app on December 18th. Retail price for the mid is $140. The Mars 270 will cost $160, while the Jordan Proto Max 720 will retail at $200. Now, one thing I wanted to add in, there isn't any mention on this pack releasing on Nike sneakers. However, official images of the Air Jordan 1 Mid did pop up, so that means that the photos are on Nike server. However, that doesn't mean a release is going to take place, but in the past, most of the time when official images do arrive on Nike server, they wind up releasing on the app. However, once additional details are available, that will go into the following news video. After preview images of the Air Jordan 4 Black Cat, we now have a detailed look. And like I mentioned in the previous video, this pair does look on point with the first release, which took place back in 2006. Now, there is some differences. For example, the black on the midsole has more of a glossy finish and little things like that. But if you're a fan of the original release, there's really nothing on this pair that would steer you away from buying them, other than the fact, and I'm just stating this because it's what I've been seeing online, is people aren't a fan of the new buck used. They're saying it's flimsy and things like that. Now, do I fully agree with that? No, I don't. But going through these images and other images, what I dislike about the shoe is the tongue. The tongue just looks totally off to me. But this is an early look, so hey, who knows? We might get something better down the line or when we get closer to the release. And speaking of the release, this pair drops on February 22nd, and the retail price will be $200. In a few videos back, I spoke on this upcoming Air Jordan 11 Low, which fuses the Concord and Bread color blocking into one. At that time, I showed you a Photoshop. I let you guys know that the release will look exactly like this. Initially, plans were to have this pair feature carbon fiber on the overlays, and then it got switched to suede, which I felt was a bad idea. And then Jordan Brand decided to go back to the old traditional patent leather. Now that we got all that out of the way, we do have a first look at the shoe. And like I mentioned, it's exactly like the Photoshop. So what we have here is white across the upper. We have black on the patent leather as well as the liner and some other smaller details. White then covers the midsole, and then we have a red translucent outsole. To me, I think this pair doesn't look bad at all. Yes, I'm not really a fan of the Air Jordan 11 Low, but in my opinion, I've definitely seen worse colorways released. So on to the release details. This pair drops on April 25th. Retail price will be $185. We have new information on the Nike Airship Air Jordan 1 High 85 pack. We now know the official name of this pack, which is called New Beginnings. So initially, the Air Jordan 1 was being called the Air Jordan 1 High 85 New Beginnings. And when different Air Jordan 1 High 85s release, they won't be called New Beginnings to my understanding. Now, not everything is cleared up. Believe me, I've been working really hard behind the scenes of things to find out some concrete info. And there's news coming from totally different sources. Some of them are in the know, some of them are not. And before I get into the info on one of the biggest topics, and that is the Air Jordan 1 High 85 Chicago, I'm going to give you the release details, at least what we know so far on this. And just to recap, the Nike Airship, which is part of this pack, is the PE colorway. However, I do believe a white and red Airship did release. It was just a different cut. Now, I'm not 100% positive on that. And then on the Air Jordan 1 High 85, that is a sample colorway. It never released to the public. However, Michael Jordan was spotted wearing that pair. So there still is connection between the two. Yes, it's not the Chicago. I'm a huge fan of this colorway. I'm actually a huge fan of the pack. And this is what we know so far on the release details. In the last video, I said more than likely February. There was a rumor that it would drop in January. However, some of you may remember that the person I speak to at Jordan Brand, he had told me that it's not quite January and that there was something special set to release during that month. Now, February 2020 is when this pack is expected to release. However, that is not concrete. It could be pushed forward or back, and more than likely this will be the All-Star Weekend release. Now, the pack, I'm actually surprised on the retail price, which is $350. Yes, I know that's still a lot of money, but if you had asked me before this info came out, I probably would have said $500 for the pack, knowing Jordan Brand. So that's really not bad in my opinion. Also, big shout out to Mr. Unloved Ones on Instagram. He was gifted this pack from Jordan Brand. He took some additional photos if you want to check that out on his Instagram. Now, on to the Chicago Air Jordan 1. Some people are saying it's scrapped. Some people are saying that they're still releasing. To my understanding, a few days ago, that pair is still releasing. Now, although this isn't confirmed, what I'm hearing is that it's been pushed back. I don't know when they'll release, and again, this is just what I'm hearing. It's not 100% confirmed. And I'm still waiting for additional information, so hopefully I have more of an answer very soon. But at the time of shooting this video, it looks like the Chicago Air Jordan 1 is pushed. Again, that's not confirmed. As I was messaging some people I correspond with behind the scenes on upcoming releases, I was asking them about the Chicago Air Jordan 1 because we all need answers. Now, my most reliable source that I have, who has been 100% with me as far as everything he told me would release, and even supplying images of some of those releases. Now, he didn't know about the Chicago Air Jordan 1, but I don't know if he felt bad because he couldn't help or if it was just because I hit him up and it reminded him. He told me that the Air Jordan 5 Oregon Ducks will release in 2020. Now, the details are slim, but I do have some for you guys. He told me what's releasing is the green pair, the pair you see on screen, something very, very similar to this. Now, they won't feature any Oregon Ducks branding, so officially it's not really an Oregon Ducks release, but when you think of this pair, think about the Michigan Air Jordan 5. Everybody calls that pair the Michigan Air Jordan 5, of course, but it did not feature any of the M-Block logos. And on this pair, just like the Michigan, it'll feature a patch on the heel. I believe it'll be the same patch, just different colors. And although that pair wasn't officially a Michigan Air Jordan 5 release, Jordan Brand really did push that pair to be attached to the school. So I believe they're going to do the same for Oregon with this release. Obviously, the only differences would be the lack of Oregon Ducks branding. Now, for the release info, I don't have much, but what I was told is fall 2020. Now, I don't have a retail price. I believe the Michigan retailed at $225, but all the retail prices for 2020 seem to be getting switched around. We got a lot of stuff that will retail at $170, stuff that will retail at $200. So I'll have more information on that soon. Also, I was told that in the next day or so, I'll have a lot more information to share with you guys. So hopefully the next video I drop, which will be Monday, will have a few upcoming releases. And that recaps the news. Like always, we post it first on SneakerFiles.com and then we take it to YouTube. Like always, I appreciate you guys watching this video. I know it's Saturday, you guys could be doing a lot of other stuff. Maybe you're catching it on Sunday when things are a bit slowed down. Either way, whenever you watch this, let me know in the comment section below which pair from this video you're looking forward to. Also, if you haven't done so already, greatly appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe by hitting the red button below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.